When Fortnite first came out, I vividly remember being in my 5th grade class and hearing everyone talk about it. At the time, I had an Xbox 360 that I shared with my 4 brothers, so I never got to play the OG seasons. Until December of 2018, when my parents got me an Xbox One for Christmas. Within the first few months of playing, I had already switched to Claw, and I was grinding the game every day so I could beat all my friends. This was the first ever recording on my Xbox, and it's a clip of my first solo win. Now, even though I was putting in a lot of time to get better at the game, I just wasn't seeing enough improvement. So after trying every controller buying combination I could find, I finally came across an Spxzzrr video where he talked about how almost every player in the World Cup was a keyboard and mouse player. So I quickly found an old HP keyboard and mouse and started practicing even more. Now, around this time, Season X had come out, and I was watching players like Clix and Booga dominate in Trio FNCS. After realizing that I couldn't play in them because I was on an Xbox, I quickly ran to my parents and asked for a PC. Obviously, they said no, and that my Xbox was just as good as a computer. Now, in the beginning of Chapter 2, I did end up playing a solo platform cash cup and a squads tournament, which I actually did pretty well in. Around this time, I was still getting money together to buy a computer, so when Winter Royale was announced, I knew I had to hurry up. So with the $350 I had, I bought all the parts I needed off of eBay, and after hours of replaying the same YouTube tutorial, I finally got it running. Sadly, I missed the first 2 days of Winter Royale, and I was only able to play the 3rd day. Now, even though we did really good in the beginning, we ended the tournament 17 points off of $200. Around this time, I had a newfound love of creating montages and uploading them to YouTube. Now, for the next couple of months, I found no success in tournaments besides getting 300th in a solo hype night. When Chapter 2 Season 2 was released, I had just started my 2-week spring break and I was grinding every day. Around this time, daily duo and trio cups were announced, and I played every single one, hoping to get my first earnings. Now, since online school is a thing, my schedule would consist of waking up, playing Fortnite for 12 hours, getting off, and watching improvement YouTubers like Spxzzrr and Marion TM, and then going to bed. After doing this for a few months and seeing no success, I got pretty demotivated and I started to focus on YouTube a little bit more. When Chapter 2 Season 3 came out, I was determined to go pro. So I joined a Scrim Discord server and created a friend group of about 8 people. And every single day, we would play tournaments and scrims. At the time, my PC would crash when I tried to record for more than a couple of minutes, so I couldn't post tournament videos on my channel. But my friend did upload one of our trio cash cups on his.
I don't got mats though. Right here! Right here, get him! Get him! He's low! Get his ass! Good shit, good shit! Go for him, go for him, go for him! Dead. Put the gun on me! Go, bro! Leave quick!
Even though we won our first game, we didn't do good the rest of the tournament and we ended up placing top 3,000. I made sure to play every tournament possible this season, but sadly I still had 0 earnings. I was growing pretty fast on YouTube at the time because I would stream for 10 plus hours and react to people's montages, and in return, they would subscribe to my channel. Even though I wasn't doing good in tournaments, I was still super motivated to play because I had just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But around this time, things took a turn for the worst. So remember when I first built my computer? Yeah, so I only put one 4GB stick of RAM in it, and around this time, I remember someone telling me that 8GB of RAM was so much better. So I begged my parents to buy me another 4GB stick, and when I got it, I plugged it in, and my computer did not turn back on. I sat there troubleshooting my PC for hours on end, and finally came to the conclusion that whenever I was putting the RAM in, I didn't fully turn the computer off. So I pretty much just fried my whole motherboard and everything inside of it besides my graphics card. Now I had no computer and my parents definitely did not trust me enough to buy me another one. So for the next couple of months, I played on my brother's Xbox when he wasn't using it. And I actually did pretty good in the tournaments that I got to play. But after months of saving money and selling some old toys and games that I had in my room, I had around $600 to spend on a computer. So I bought all the parts besides a graphics card because I still had my old one. And I built a new computer and I was able to start uploading and playing tournaments again. Now, for almost all of 2021, I was more focused on YouTube and getting good at editing montages, so my placements were actually pretty bad. And I didn't really get anywhere in competitive. But somewhere towards the end of the year, I found myself staying up on a school night and I came across a video titled 1 Month Progression on Keyboard Joystick. Now, at the time, I knew who Jiven and Kenbeans were because I would consistently watch their videos to improve at the game. But Kenbeans switching to a totally different input kind of surprised me. Towards the end of the video, I noticed he was moving, so I decided I had nothing to lose and I ordered one. After playing on the joystick for only a week, I had already noticed how much better my fighting had gotten, and I was more motivated than ever to play tournaments. Now, I played almost every single tournament in the next couple of seasons, but I still wasn't seeing a whole lot of improvement. Now, something I haven't really mentioned in this video, besides my PC being absolutely terrible, I lived right in the middle of Texas, my parents weren't paying for the best Wi-Fi possible, and since I had 4 brothers and a sister constantly on the internet, this caused my ping to be around 50 to 60 in-game, and I would constantly have packet loss. Obviously, I knew I couldn't use this as an excuse, so I just turned off my ping counter so I wouldn't notice it. But after years of constantly playing and trying to improve, I knew it was holding me back. Around this time, my dad got a better job, and for my birthday, he got me a 144Hz monitor. After seeing that I was getting more than usual, I asked if they could upgrade the internet, and to my surprise, a couple weeks later, they actually did. Now, even though I still had 40-ish ping in game, I had 0 packet loss, and the game was actually playable. So, I found a duo off of Discord and started grinding tournaments again. In our first tournament, which was the Placement Cup, I solo clutched in our last game and qualified us to challengers. For the rest of chapter 3, we actually did do pretty well in these cups, but we were not able to qualify to elite. Along with the announce of chapter 4, a new tournament was announced, Solo Victory Cash Cups. This was pretty much the easiest earnings ever besides Winter Royale. So for all of chapter 4 season 1, I grinded the game and played every tournament possible. Towards the end of chapter 4 season 1, I had sold my computer, and along with the $900 I had saved over the last 2 years, I bought a brand new one that I still use to this day. I finally wasn't on 120 FPS in game, and my fighting improved exponentially. With the announce of Season 2, Fortnite also announced that they would be combining the servers and creating a new server called NA Central. Now, at first, they didn't say where the server would be, and I was kind of sad because I thought they would put it in the middle of the country, somewhere near Ohio, but once they announced that it would be in Dallas, I was ecstatic. That meant I was only an hour drive away from the servers, and I ran 10 to 15 ping in game. Going into Chapter 4 Season 2, I played every tournament, but instead of trying to get my first earnings, I focused on W-keying and improving on my fighting. Once the summer started, I ended up playing a ton of wagers and 1v1s against really good players, and I ended up making a whole schedule as to how I was going to improve at fighting. All this work finally paid off because 2 weeks into the summer, I got my first earnings ever.
Top four. You win, please, bro. I died. You win. I don't think that kid has much mass. You only have 7 builds in metal, 4 builds in wood. Third party that. Nice.
Let's go! Let's fucking go! I ended up recording this tournament and posting it to YouTube, and it got way more views than any of my montages have ever gotten. So for the next Dual Cash Cup, I played and made sure to record, and I created a style of video that was similar to Jiven and Kenbeans. This video ended up doing insanely well, so I kept uploading more just like them. I got earnings 2 more times this season, and my placements kept improving. Fast forward to now, I won another $300 in the last month off of Solo Victory Cash Cups, and I still upload tournament videos as much as I can. I definitely cannot say I made it because I only made a couple $100s. And that little kid's dreams of becoming a pro Fortnite player is nowhere close to being done yet. I still have a lot to improve on in-game and on YouTube, but I know as long as I stick to it and never give up, one day I'll be able to look back and say that all this work was worth it. I hope you got something out of this video, whether that be inspiration to grind, or maybe you just enjoyed watching it. But if you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.